Welcome to the City Current Show. I'm your host, Andrew Bartolotta. We're always honored to bring you stories of individuals and organizations making an impact in our community. And today we're honored to speak with Amy Cotta, a Blue Star United States Marine Corps mom and founder and executive director of Memories of Honor. Amy, thank you for everything you do to honor heroes and for coming on our show today.
Oh, thank you for having me. We're so excited to be able to share our mission with you guys today.
Now, give listeners an idea for the mission of Memories of Honor and how your son, Tyler, inspired you to start this nonprofit.
As a military family member and as an organization as a whole, we strongly believe that our fallen service members and their families deserve to be honored, remembered, and recognized more than one day a year. So our mission is quite simple. It's to make every day Memorial Day. So we use athletics, entertainment, special events, social media campaigns to create living, breathing memorials so that no loss of life, whether in or due to military service, is ever forgotten. And our mission has no stop date on loss. So we have fallen service members going back to World War II. We have Vietnam and every conflict and war there since. And we also have a very broad umbrella recognition of loss of life that includes killed in action, missing in action, training accidents, self-infliction, which is also PTSD suicide, training accidents, medical issues directly related to service, or any loss of life while on active duty. We figure that if somebody wrote their name and wore our nation's cloth in service to the country, they and their families deserve to be remembered.
You're right. It shouldn't just be one day for these heroes to be honored, remembered, talked about, and really shown the impact of what they've been able to do to protect us and our country. Talk about your partnerships with country music artists, corporations, and other nonprofits and sports events.
One of our programs, which is called Country Music Remembers, we don't really have a box that we work in, so to speak. We'll work with artists, musicians, and figure out a way that we can come together and honor fallen service members, either through their music or concerts. For example, we've shot a music video with an artist. The song was called "I Die for You." And I actually played the lead female soldier that was going off to war. And during the video, you kind of see the twist where I don't return home and the impact that had on my husband. But we, at the end of the long version, when the music video started, when the music started playing again, there was a montage of photos that families had submitted. So it's showing the cost and the price of war, not only on the families that their loved ones are releasing and giving them up to Uncle Sam as they go to fight, but also that cost of war coming home. And then prior to Charlie Daniels passing away, we did the tour, his last tour with him. We were very fortunate. At each one of his tour stops, we worked with Charlie's team to get tickets to families that had lost their loved ones in service to the country. And then Charlie gave them backstage passes and meet and greets. We work with like Vanderbilt football, baseball, different colleges, universities across the country, and give them the opportunity to play whatever the sport is, whatever the game is, in honor and memory of a fallen service member. So currently Vanderbilt is playing wearing the names of fallen service members on their cleats. So on their Sunday home games, their cleats have names of fallen service members on them. And then each of their batting helmets has a sticker on the back that has the name of a fallen service member. So we get really creative. And just however we can bring in honoring the sacrifice of our fallen and remembering their families, working with our partners, we do it. We work with other nonprofits, we work with big brands. So we're really, it's a privilege and an honor to be able to work with so many organizations to keep our mission going.
I really do love the creativity because you're honoring these heroes in so many different ways that are really a chance for those that maybe have a loved one that is off to war, or have or know someone in their family, or maybe don't know someone that is off to war, that they can recognize the power of remembering those that have given their life for our country. Talk about a little bit more about your partnership with Vanderbilt Athletics, VandyBoys, and then fundraising for your recent Vandy 5K Tour de Hawkins Salute to Service.
It's a really cool and special event for us. So the Tour de Hawkins 5K is an event where people can walk, run, or military ruck march all through the different facilities at Vanderbilt Athletics. So going through the Hawkins field, like how often you get to go onto that epic field where those incredible baseball players are getting to play, and the baseball field and the different athletic facilities. But one of the coolest parts of it is because of Vanderbilt's athletic support, 100% of the money raised through the registrations and through donations come directly back to Memories of Honor. So that money is 100% going to keep our mission going forward. And then every single participant, besides their the race number bib, they also carry one of these, and it's a Fallen Hero Memorial bib, and it has the name and branch and date of passing of one of the fallen service members in our national database. And you'll notice that that everything's handwritten. We do that on purpose, so that way the families know that somebody took the time to read and write their loved one's name. So it's another human connect point, just to make that impact a little bit deeper for those families.
That's really powerful. And I do like that you are handwriting those, because like you said, it really is taking the time to remember them and to write out their name and to honor them. You mentioned the Country Music Remembers program. Talk about things like the Wall of Gratitude, remembrance packages, and then tease us with an upcoming event with the Music City Grand Prix.
At most all of our events, whether they're local or nationwide, because we are a national nonprofit, we have what's called the Wall of Gratitude. And it looks a little bit different at each event, depending on our partnerships. But basically, people can grab one of these cards. It has kind of like how this bib had, it has the name and information of a fallen service member. And then on the front of the card, they have the opportunity to handwrite a message to that fallen service member's family. And then after those events, we collect those along with, sometimes if it's at a run, the runners will donate back their personal medals. An event that we did with the the Professional Bull Riders Association last year, the PBR gave us coins, challenge coins to send with those notes. So those packages that we put together that we send to the families, those are our remembrance packages. So there's always something tangible that we're sending back to the families where their loved ones are honored and remembered. And in 2017, we worked with Vanderbilt football. You can actually see it over my shoulder here. Each one of the players played with the name of a fallen service member on their jersey. It took about a year for us to get those game day jerseys back, but we were able to hand deliver some of those to the families, and then others we mailed them along with a letter from the coach at the time. So those are what the remembrance packages are. It's those ways of, again, having that human touch point and having something tangible for those families to put in those special places where they have their keepsakes of their loved ones. And then we're really excited about our partnership with the Music City Grand Prix that's coming up in August. So with the race on Saturday morning, we're doing an event called Miles and Memories. So it's giving everybody that's coming into Nashville and Nashvillians alike to ride. So you can bring out your bikes, you can ride, you can walk, or you can military ruck march the actual race course prior to the race starting. And again, everybody's going to be getting the name of a fallen service member to honor. We'll also have blank bibs in case somebody has lost somebody and they want to wear their name. 100% of those funds are coming back to us as well. And with all of our events that we put on, There'll also be signs containing the faces and the names of fallen service members. So it's very symbolic, and it's all about the why that we're there, and the why that we're there is to honor and remember the cost of our freedom.
Wow, Amy, that's fantastic. And you all are really doing just a very creative job in remembering our heroes. I think that's really humbling and amazing what you're doing. How can someone submit a fallen military service member to be honored by Memories of Honor?
If they go to our website, memoriesofhonor.org, you can click the link that says register a fallen hero and then fill out that form. And we do collect quite a bit of information. It's because we are sending packages to the families, because not every case is the person that's submitting the fallen service member is also the one that's going to be receiving those packages.
Right.
But we do not share any of the family's information with any of our partners. So all of that, the information that we're collecting is secure. And then for people that want to honor a fallen service member outside of events that we're producing or that we're co-producing, they can also go to the website, click Honor a Hero, and then we will assign someone to them for their event. And all the information, including whatever the family wrote that they want that individual to know about their loved one, all of that will get sent to them in an email.
I love what you're doing. That's just fantastic. How can someone support your efforts? Obviously, monetarily through your events, you have some volunteer opportunities, you have a shop with merch. Talk about those efforts.
We're all volunteer ran, so we're always in need of skilled volunteers. Whenever it comes time for our events, we always need boots on the ground. Our volunteers, we call them our boot crew. So we're always needing boot crew members out to support the events, people to handwrite those bibs for us, help process packages to get to those families. Funding is always a big deal for us, especially coming out of the shutdown from COVID. So there's a link on our website, memoriesofhonor.org, where people can donate. We can do corporate partnerships. We're always looking for sponsors for our events because of their generosity. Their generosity helps cover all of the hard costs of putting on the event, so that way 100% of the funding's coming back to us and helping to keep our mission going. And then of course we have our merch site hooked up to the website, and anything above and beyond the cost of producing those items and the shipping, it comes back 100% to help us make Everyday Memorial Day.
Is there a specific story or individual that comes to your mind, being able to create Memories of Honor that really tugs at your heartstrings or really shows the impact that you're able to accomplish and make?
Yeah, and I'm going to try not to cry. I mean, there's so many. There's so many. I've had the privilege and honor of becoming an extended family of a lot of the families that we serve, but I would be remiss if I didn't mention the very first one. A buddy of mine who's actually on deployment right now. He had lost 13 teammates and during the war, and I wanted to be able to honor his teammates and try to help heal some of those invisible wounds that he's carrying. And so long story short, we got the permission of those 13 families for me to carry the photos of their loved ones on my military pack, because I was doing races to raise money for other nonprofits at the time. And so one of the moms had reached out to me and asked me or told me that her son always wanted to do an Ironman someday, and Sergeant Anthony Peterson. So long story short, I did the Ironman carrying Anthony's photo along, at that time, 21 others. And it's because of Sergeant Anthony Peterson, because of the sacrifice that he made at the age of 24. Memories of Honor now exists today. I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you had I not had the honor and privilege of of honoring Anthony and donating, giving, not even my personal finisher's medal because it wasn't mine, it was Anthony. So Anthony's mom got my Ironman medal after that event.
That's just one of your stories of many, many heroes that have given their life for us to be able to have this conversation today and to
Absolutely.
just live in the United States. I think that your nonprofit Memories of Honor really is making a difference nationwide through your efforts. And we commend you, Amy, and your team for being able to find these creative ways to keep their legacy going, because they deserve their names deserve to be said every single day. What puts a smile on your face when you look at the work that you and your team have been able to make a difference?
It's seeing the joyful tears of the families when their loved ones honored or recognized. I never expect to hear back from the families that I don't personally know, but on days when I'm exhausted, and that's a lot, getting note cards from the families or emails from them, just not only sharing their gratitude for the organization, but their gratitude to everybody that came out, everybody that helped support that activation or that event. These families have already experienced their worst nightmare. Their loved one's gone. Now their greatest fear is that their son, their daughter, their husband, their wife, whatever that connection is, that their loved one's going to be forgotten. Mm-hmm. And as a mom, I have 6 kids. My only biological son, I signed him over to the Marine Corps at 17 during wartime. And this was my way of giving back to those families that don't have that privilege. I may not be able to reach my son all the time. And I just saw him recently. I hadn't seen him for 2 years, but I can see my son. And that's something that I do not take for granted, not for one day. And I can't imagine my brain can't go there to think of the heartache that these families are living with every day. And we as a society can never fill that empty hole. We can never completely take that pain away, but we owe these families a debt that we could never repay, but we have to do something every day, at least one thing, to honor their memory and to let them know that their loved ones didn't pass in vain.
Well said, Amy. Where can people go to learn more about Memories of Honor? You mentioned the website again, social media. Where can people follow you and support your efforts?
Yeah, so on Facebook and Instagram, we're at Memories of Honor. We always have families at these events, and just if you see a family, because we do have bibs that signify that they're a family member, don't be afraid to say hello to them. They want to talk to you. They want to share stories. They want to share hugs. So, come out and show your support, not just for our mission, but in a big way to let these families know that they're not forgotten.
Amy, thank you so much for coming on the show today. Again, memoriesoфhonor.org. Thank you.